Shout out Jason. Shout out brother Daz. Shout out man on the camera skills.
Skank FM.
Tell him.
Tell him what to do. Sick of responding to and fear your dudes and pondering and putting fear in the fools beyond any one of the crews. I'm in the booth, the proof they couldn't fill the shoes, because the truth is, don't listen to yous, just don't pick and just don't choose. Interior designs and just don't lose. Regiments intelligent, benevolent to settle it, and tell unjust to settle it. The Luke can't kick this, will finish it.
I'm the realest in the game, let me tell you the truth. I ain't looking street fame, but my name's in the hood. I was raised up in the slums beside the drugs and the guns. I ain't never shooting guns, paramilitary shit. My words are my weapons, set fires to boost. Life is just a lesson, attention, I'm living proof. Gotta educate yourself, gotta pick up a book. But everything you read, it doesn't seem to be true. All I ever see is racist foods and abuse. From news broadcasts, Instagram and Facebook. They pierce right through, leaving accent wounds. Fierce, educated foods got something to prove. Disapprove with directions, kinda moving they slacking. Fierce and educated, no food with
We got bars for every never.
Yeah,
he's 16.
He's only meant to be 16.
We rap sometimes.
Back.
Camera skills.
Oh, by the way, you're recording.
Recording. Right. Shout out Leslie on with the camera skills.
And action.
Alright, action. Right, look serious.
What up, man?
What's up? Yo, shout out Jason and Uncensored. Shout out Daz, Skank FM, the place to be.
All lemons. Right, shout out man behind on the camera.
Hello.
Hip-hop background.
Right.
So,
Tell him what to do.
I rap sometimes, and I did some raps, and they're coming out soon.
Do some raps.
I have to plug the song. We have a song, it's coming out soon too. But I have another song, and it's coming out on Monday.
Which is called?
It's called
Retake.
Rivers. I don't know if you've ever seen it before, but it's called Rivers, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
Page's Point. Okay.
Right, take two, right? So what are we doing straight away?
I'm
We're
still
gonna rap.
recording
Oh,
this.
yeah, we're going to rap.
Just cancel that one and do it.
It's Sunday. You know what that means, motherfucker. I am the JSIN Satan's evil twin, Jason, and welcome to the September edition of Uncensored. Coming up on the show, we have a stacked show. We've got Noru coming on for an interview. Also, before that, me and Alexander in Polite Lowlives will be dropping a new tune for Track of the Week. The tune's off his upcoming album, Wendigo, which will be released this November. But before we get into that, let's get a little bit into the news of what's been going on this week in Irish hip hop. Yeah, so first up, Jay Sutton's got a fucking record label now. They've been dropping a project every week for the last 3 weeks. First up, there was the highly anticipated Vortex EP from Don Chi, her debut release, which went really well. Then the following week, Crackpipe released a project, Still Fried Up Still, under the GAC banner. This also came with a music video on the sesh, which was pretty fucking class. You should check that out if you haven't seen it yet. And then just Friday past, Jack Bashful and Jay Sutton have just dropped a collaborative project. So yeah, GAC's been fucking spoiling us, folks. I actually haven't had a chance to listen to that last one, but I've heard wee snippets and it's sounding like the fucking Mutts Nuts. So check that out too, people. Also, still to come in the week, tomorrow a new tune will be released by LORD, Let Our Revolution Decide, featuring Chloe, called Rivers. This song actually had like a preview release on the Skank FM Irish Hip Hop Show. If you don't listen to that, you can find it on YouTube at Daz Belfast 22. He does it every Sunday. You get a lot of wee previews here and there of new releases coming, but yeah, it had a preview release on that and I heard it and fuck me, man, it's such a fucking banger. I've been really anticipating the drop for this year one. Chloe's actually Skeet's sister, so Skeet's shot the video himself. If you've seen Skeet's, latest music videos with Big Dawn and fucking Arcane Soaks, Dirty Devs, the list goes on. But yeah, it's a pretty sick vibe, so keep an eye out for that, folks. Keep your ears perked up. Now, we're going to get into this track of the week. This is the tune I was talking about, me and Alexander have cooked up. Impolite Lowlives, Ill, Nasty Mofos.
I'll fuck your mum.
Well, I'll fuck your mum's mum.
Well, I'll fuck your mum's dead mum.
My mum's red rum.
No, stupid. A dead mum.
Oh, that's
nasty. Yeah.
Asshole, and I'm like no other. I don't give a fuck, I ain't living undercover. Oh God, will I be laying in the dirt for all the feelings that I've hurt? Cause I'm a nasty motherfucker. Asshole, and I'm like no other. I don't give a fuck, I ain't living undercover. Oh God, will I be laying in the dirt for all the feelings that I've hurt? Cause I'm a nasty motherfucker.
Nasty motherfucker, spitting nasty raps. Your mother let me fuck her for a pasty bap. Well, you were on your laptop like a little lapdog, busy bashing buttons, typing up your rap log. This week's reviews on Alex and Jason. Like we give a shit what you have to weigh in. Just like how me and my bro from Moldova spit this. We'll turn up at your door, Jehovah's Witness. Just another name to tick off the list of people that we gone ticked off and pissed. They truly can't express how much we pissed them off. There's no mountain high enough for me to push them off. But if they're suicidal, don't hit mission abort. I'll be cheering them on for moral support, screaming jump, jump like the house of pain. Me and you, we get on like a house in flames.
Asshole, and I'm like no other. I don't give a fuck, I ain't living undercover. Oh God, will I be laying in the dirt for all the feelings that I've hurt? Cause I'm a nasty motherfucker. Asshole, and I'm like no other. I don't give a fuck, I ain't living undercover. Oh God, will I be laying in the dirt for all the feelings that I've hurt? Cause I'm a nasty motherfucker.
I'm kicking bitches in the gut, probably something I will damage. You got an empty stomach, then it's probably a miscarriage. Bestiality, you couldn't cope with this horse dick. Back in your vag like an abortion that's homesick. Beating pussies bloody fucking harder than Jerry can. I strive to be like Trevor Phillips and Jerry Cans. Give a kid a chance to rob a bank as a task. Grab a plastic bag and try use that as a mask. Headphones on, brains dripping out. Symptoms include metallic taste in your mouth. Public mass shooting at the throw of a dice. It's just a meat market, pick my homie a slice. Cause I'll be satisfied when every living human dies and all the continents are rotten bodies full of pubic lice. Watching dark alleys you might run into me and become the main star of up and coming snuff movies.
Asshole, and I'm like no other. I don't give a fuck, I ain't living undercover. Oh God, will I be laying in the dirt for all the feelings that I've hurt? Cause I'm a nasty motherfucker. Asshole, and I'm like no other. I don't give a fuck, I ain't living undercover. Oh God, will I be laying in the dirt for all the feelings that I've hurt? Cause I'm a nasty motherfucker.
Lad, what the fuck?
Aye, so that was Nasty Mofos, Nasty Motherfuckers of Alexander's debut album, Wendigo, which is going to be released this November. Aye, but on the topic of impolite lowlifes anyway, Alexander was actually up here from Dublin last month. See, I've just moved into my new gaff, which is sort of the reason for somewhat of a hiatus from the show. Yeah, but he was up, he helped me with my home setup, we made a wee booth, some bass traps, and yeah, it's all looking fucking slick as fuck. But then, after we were done though with the DIY shit, we got in the recording, and we'd already 7 songs recorded. We actually had more than 7, but we had it narrowed down to like 7 we were going to use. And then that night, we ended up recording another 7 tracks. So fucking, basically, the album's more or less finished. All my shit's recorded. You know, I recorded all my shit that night. So Alex has took that back to Dublin with him, and he's going to write and record his parts, and then hopefully the Impolite Lowlife album will be out before the year's end. But there you go. I'm just going to give a wee rundown here. Fucking, Devious tagged me on a thing on Facebook the other day, sitting at work, and this notification popped up, and I looked. Okay, so for a bit of context, Devious runs a vape shop. So I got tagged. He's actually got a wall in his shop. It's an Irish hip hop wall, and it's all the CDs of artists that he owns. So he's got a DJ Green album. He's got a fucking Steve Locke, The Truth, Palindrome, fucking Jay Sutton's Twos, you know, just shitloads of Irish hip hop albums. And they all look slick as fuck, you know, you see the artwork on them, Skeet's Chapter 1, and you know, it's like a big wall of fame. My album was actually on it, the Sin album, and fuck me man, I was scundered, it just showed me up, because everybody's was so professionally done, and mine was like, you know, it was just like, the only thing printed was the CD, and then it was just in a sleeve, like a wee plastic sleeve, no track list, no nothing, it was just Jay Sin, and then all the links to my music, and that's it. So I think I need to start fucking investing in CDs, mate. But I at the same time, in all seriousness, I'm honoured to see my fucking album featured amongst all them cracker titles. Like, know what I mean? If you're an Irish hip hop artist and you're selling physicals, you may get one over the devious the fuck and get it on the Irish hip hop vape shop wall of fame. Know what I mean? But I am gonna go into. Do you know what else has been going on this week? There was actually an Irish hip hop documentary on RTE. I never actually got to see it as of yet. I don't have RTE on my TV up here. I know some people do, but it's not on mine. And but that's not the only one that's came out this week. My previous guest, DJ Green, who I just mentioned actually, he's just released a college project on YouTube that he done, and I think like it's got fucking Trigger and Costello and all in it, like Roscoe Sauce, Skeet, Don Chi, LORD, like it's on YouTube at Green Beats. So I fucking 2 Irish hip hop documentaries this week. For you anyway, we're gonna need a fucking streaming service soon. IHH fucking Prime or something. But I am gonna go into this here Noru interview. We're gonna listen to him for a wee bit and then we're gonna go into the interview. So check it out.
Fuck a black, stab my past, it'll double wrap in the plastic. If the high is fantastic, then the low is detrimental to this poet's workflow. And I've been cautious in my intake, but I tend to get complacent, no longer itching for the next buzz. I could talk for days about how toxic that my ex was. At the TC, coming backwards from the northeast. Never been to the US, but I've been in some states. I'll make it there one day, just need to get me fun straight. Break substance to the underground like feces in the substrate. That's not a metaphor to say that I'm the shit, it's simply a simile. Just imagine that, like only could it be. Red to beef flying so high on the rise, it's like we're yeast. Red A and the prize, well I fixated on the streets. Man, I very even seem to leave my fucking room trapped inside my mind. It's like I'm navigating ancient tombs. I'm just gonna do what works for me and write these wordy tunes. Fuck X, fuck E's, fuck blues, fuck me, fuck you, fuck off, fuck off. Precisely find and pick the pieces to compound rhymes and construct another thesis. Sick of preaching to this pack of shameless heathens. Give me something I can get my teeth into. Fresh meat, sample brains already chopped and screwed. Handing out an LP and homage to a lunatic maneuver. Quick or slow, mate, this ain't my first rodeo. I've been on my own grind for years now, wait. Prior to Corona, I still self-isolate. But if I slung my hook, I bet you'd still take the bait. Can't hope these words won't even resonate with ya. Like a boomer to those ancient sacred scriptures, take a walk in those shoes even if they don't fit ya. But if you're clocked by ops, well don't you try to swap positions. You get take talking to you, I'm gonna blow up. But I don't want that just for show love, nah. Hey, just wanna spit rhymes, feel high, try to provide, slip by and then die. And if the engine dies, I guess we'll fly. I'm taking all the boys that got me back. I'm down the back, called the sack. Once we land, regular trips to Amsterdam, around the globe. From open mics to sold out shows, I guess that's how it's supposed to go. Non-religious, holy smoke, man, these fuckers always choke. Chase the most achievable of fantasies, manifest realities. It's all about those baby steps, like how you crap it, wanna seen unseen. And I am taking everything to what I mean. Manifest realities gradually. There's methods in this madness. Find a passion and then fight to find your sanity. Keep manifesting those realities. Fuck a salary, that's not for me. I'm gonna ferment all me fucking cheese. More please, just let me be. This beat bring me tranquility to rap these poems slash soliloquies. Despite the season, lashing, freezing, overheating, lack of meetings got me geeking. I don't ever wanna quit, son. Walking, talking contradiction. I just wanna spit some shit to get it off me fucking mental. Always in my feelings, maybe over sentimental, but I'll stay just do your need. In the hopes to elevate the whole team, me rolling green. And that's it, squidgy black and say the hash splits. Smoking the bottom of sickness, this virus comes by the beep and if it's over sinuses. Look at that death, this come fucking rhyme and it's popping these times, so shoot, yeah, climate. So let's out, but I cover you in the off.
What's happening, mate? Thanks for coming on the show.
Well, mate, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you're on repping the 248 today, mate.
Yeah.
Obviously,
yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know the crew, could you explain a wee bit about it?
So it's 3 main members: me, Conway, and Draco.
Yeah, yeah.
248 comes from the postcode that me and Sean are from. We're not a band, you know what I mean? We're not a band, but
It's like a crew.
yeah, we're do our own thing and work together, sort of bounce off each other and that.
So in that sense, would you mean like would there never be a project with you guys? Just would be more doing your own thing, but you so all be like in the same clique, like making songs together and shit.
Yeah, there still is potential for like a 248 project, but it's not just, you know, we do our own stuff as well.
It's definitely something you should consider, like the three of yous.
Yeah.
Like, is that something you've been talking a lot about, or just see if it happens?
Honestly, we haven't been talking about it a lot, but it has been brought up, and it probably will happen at some point, but it's not in the works just yet.
Yous have been fucking meeting up with ODC a lot lately. Been keeping tabs on Facebook, and I've seen you in Skank FM and stuff. Has there been potential for collaborations there? What is it,
Yes.
like a crossover between the two crews?
Yeah, we are shooting videos or stuff like they're coming down. There's tracks being made between us.
Nice one.
You know, collaborating. You know what I mean?
What's it been like for yous boys? Because obviously, yous would be more fresh to the scene. They've been in it for a minute, so has there been
Yeah.
any like mentorship or like any wee bits of guidance there? Or
I mean, general tips and stuff, but basically like just sort of hanging out, going to the studio, laying down bars.
well, just bringing up Skank FM, mate. I think we were saying before, you know, yous boys were recording in each other's gaffs mainly.
Yeah.
The most part there the last couple of years were
It started in like my first project I put out in 2018.
yeah, yeah.
Just
So-
on the SoundCloud, and that was recorded at home with a USB mic, you know. But now we've been like starting to actually like go to the studio and, you know, meet people who have experience in engineering tracks and all. Like obviously Daz and Skank FM, and then OJ at Hotbox.
Because you're not just paying the record, it's like all this knowledge. You
Yeah,
know, you're
yeah,
getting
exactly.
just sitting with them, you know.
Yeah.
You're getting it passed on to you, and you get to sit and pick their brain, and
Yeah, see what settings they're using and
it's good to see you up there. Even like you were saying before, you had an album up on SoundCloud, and now this one you've got it on every platform. People
Yeah.
can get physicals for Hydrophonic. So if anybody's listening here that's looking to get a copy of your new album, like
yes, hit me up on Instagram at Noru Music, NORUMUSIC.
I'll drop a link to it in the description, so I will. How much are you charging for it? Tenner, and I got a copy of it. It's a fucking great album, fucking very lyrical album. The beats are really nostalgic. It reminded me of like I could hear fucking 50 Cent or something spitting in some of these.
Yeah. It sort of hits that like almost like gangster boom bap in
Aye.
songs, and then sometimes it's more UK style, more trappy. And you ask me what sort of rapper I am, I wouldn't be able to define it. Like, no, it's not boom bap, it's not fucking drill, it's just whatever. Like,
I was really impressed with how big the track list was, because this would be like, as you say, progressing from SoundCloud to go on all platforms. This would be your more so not your first project, but your most serious project so
Yeah.
far. For 16 songs, like
some of them are songs that were put out on SoundCloud a while ago. Most of them are, you know, new, never been heard before. But yeah, I've been working on it for, well, I was working on it for a good while. Like,
would you say about a year, or the best part
Yeah.
of more?
the best part of a year. Like, originally it was going to be another EP, you know, and it was going to be 6 tracks, and then it was 8, and then it was 10, and then it was 12.
Oh, aye, mate. You just went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
You got 4 tracks, and you're like, fuck, if I do another 4 as good as that, and then you're like, if I do another fucking 10 as good as that, next thing you know, you're sitting on a monster.
Yeah, It's the the first project I done, the therapy EP. It was supposed to be 4 tracks, and it ended up 9 or 8, depending on where you got it. If you got it on YouTube, it was 9. But one of them, a sample didn't clear for SoundCloud, so it was only 8 on SoundCloud. Like,
As you were saying, the first project was called Therapy. So I take it that's what would have introduced you into writing. Like,
yeah. Originally, how I got into writing was through a friend. I was at a bad point in life. Like, it was just a way to express. To like, it didn't necessarily start off as, raps or even necessarily rhymes, but that's what it sort of became into then.
you just writing down your thoughts, even.
Yeah, basically it was just writing, and the rap came finding the beat, and the beat sort of, when you hear a good beat and it can bring the lyrics out.
Just comes to you.
Yeah.
It just comes to you naturally. You're not even fucking trying to write. It's definitely therapeutic. Like, I find that class. Like, my second project would have been called Anger Management for, like, a similar point of view.
Yeah.
Same reason you would have called your project Therapy. Was there any influences you had, even just coming in the rap, as you said about starting to write, like, and then you weren't really trying to rap, you were just writing your thoughts down, and then it evolved in the rap. When you were going through that process, was there anybody, that you would have looked up to, or anybody that would have influenced you, going, fuck, I want to be like that guy, when you were younger?
I mean, the first album I ever got with my own money was Curtain Call, Eminem's Curtain Call. I don't know, how old was I, fucking 9 or 10?
There's just something when you're that age, and the first song you hear on it's Fack, Fack, Fack.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that's twisted, like.
F-A-C-K, F-A-C-K. I know, mate.
I got into writing as like a form of therapy, expression. I was always into, I always enjoyed rap, but I didn't have the confidence to try it, and especially if there was other people there. Like, I wasn't going to sit and freestyle in front of anyone because I just didn't have the confidence, mate. But once I picked up the pen and actually started writing, and like, I remember finishing my first 16, and it was to Chris Webby, La La La, the instrumental.
Yeah.
And I thought it was decent at the time. Looking back, it wasn't awful, like, but it was pretty shit at the same time.
Aye, mate. It was good for a first crack at it, but
yeah, well, I think so anyway. Like, yeah, I'm a big fan of Chris Webby.
Chris Webby, it's funny. Like, I think he was a guy that used to get overlooked a lot. Do you never like think with like his stuff's really lyrical?
Yeah, I think he sort of falls into that like rap subgenre that doesn't necessarily get respect. Like, doing I Love College remake and.
Yeah, mate, that's what I mean. Cause like, see his lyrics. There's not many people fucking with him lyrically, but then it's just because he's got that new school vibe to him. People just like brush him off before they even give him a chance.
Yeah, I agree. He's slapped on. Like, there's a lot of people that I would say influenced me at the big fucking Hobson, John Benton, Dizzy Wright, Wretch 32.
We were talking about writing prior to that there, so what was the hardest song for you to write? Was there like, I know like as you were saying before, sometimes it's really easy and the beat just brings it out of you, but was there a song that you had and like a topic in your head and you were trying to write it and you were just like, I'm stuck in this one?
Yeah, the creative process for me is I'll find a beat and it'll just like, rather than just sort of scatting like to find a flow, you know what I mean, like just trying to find a flow, so it slips out, so then that be wrote down, and that's like where I would then start. I could get fucking 4 bars, 6 bars, 8 bars down maybe and hit a wall and then not be able to come up with anything, but then I'll change the beat.
Yeah.
It fits and I can then carry on. But I start a song on one beat, I could go through fucking 7 different beats.
Oh,
by the
mate.
time it's finished, I'm on beat 3. It's sort of hard to, do collabs with people. When that's the way it works, you know, you're showing someone a beat and like, right, we'll do this, and then you're fucking 12 bars in and you find a different beat. And,
I'll tell you a funny story, mate. See, that last song I done with Attention.
Culture Ebonics.
Yeah. Well, he sent me the wrong beat whenever he wanted me to jump on it.
Oh, what?
I wrote the entire verse to a completely different beat, and
And
mate,
then just spotted the.
I'm not joking. Yeah, I recorded it. Or do you know what? I had to get him to resend me the beat because I only had it on my phone. Whatever way my phone worked, I couldn't transition it to my computer. So I got him to resend me it, and I was like, mate, this is a different beat. So, fucking. But I think it actually ended up being a blessing in disguise, because, like, I think it actually went better on the beat that he didn't send me. You start off on a completely different instrumental, and then next thing you know, this song's been fucking rubbed out and redrawn that many times by the time you get to the end.
It's unrecognizable, yeah.
It was just what you said, you know. You start off thinking, I'm going to make such a song with this here beat, and then next thing you know, 7 beats later, as you say.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say for the most part that like, it'll change beats before it's out. For me, there's one track, Vigilant. Well, nah, to be fair, it was actually wrote to a different beat as well, and then it was like I found this beat, but I knew straight away that that was the one. Like,
What about the creative process for Manifest Realities? Because you must have, see, after like you finished recording that there, you must have just sort of gave yourself a wee pat on the back and just been like, aye, that's the shit.
I mean, see, to be honest, I wasn't really expecting that one to, you know, like, when you go onto YouTube, like, it's doing a lot better than
Aye, the rest. It's like, what, 400?
So yeah, it's a couple hundred. Like that was sort of a surprise to me, because it's different. You know, I mean, it's more fucking.
What was going through your mind when you were writing that? Was it just piecing together bars, or was there...
Yeah, it was sort of, yeah, just piecing it, and whatever the instrumental, whatever sort of emotion came from the instrumental was the bars then came after the beat. For me personally, the bars are more important than the instrumental. You know, what you're saying is more important, but the beat needs to be there. But then there's other people who think, right, that's a cracker beat, that I'm definitely going to use that, and what I say over it doesn't really matter as much.
Man, I think I would line up with your point of view. Like, I've written songs, and I'll not know what instrumental I'm using until the day of recording.
Yeah, yeah.
Good lyrics can make a shit beat work. It doesn't matter what beat you're using if your lyrics are on point. Like, it'll lift the beat up to where it needs to be.
Yeah, like the simplicity of the beat.
That's what I mean. It could be
just have a simple beat and like really complex rhyme schemes and stuff, and it just, but you fill in the gaps with what you have to say, as opposed to being carried by the really good beat.
Nail on the head, mate. What about collabs then, mate? Have you got any new ones coming up?
Yeah, collabs. Me and Jimmy Mack supposed to be getting a track on the go at some point in the near future.
Dope. Max, like, I wish he was putting more out. He'd be on more or less most of Steve's projects.
Yeah.
And like nearly every time, whatever collab he's on's normally like one of the best songs on the project.
Yeah, and he can sing too.
You see him on the guitar?
Yeah, he's talented, like, and he's just got such a fucking Belfast accent. Not many people's accents come out whenever they're singing.
Yes, I get you, mate. Like, for instance, you look at Lewis Capaldi. What part of that sound? Does he sound like a Scotsman? No. But it's class because you can hear him in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. I know what you mean. Like. Well, even like as you were saying, we were talking about you boys in the 248, like you and Conway have a track on it, Bounce Back.
Yeah, Bounce Back.
Fuck me, like you really went in with that flow on it.
Yeah, mate. That's one of my favourite ones. Like, I guess one of Sean's favourite ones too. It was sort of the one that I thought was going to do well, not necessarily that Manifest Realities one. I mean,
was that like what you had as the lead single in your head? No, if there was one.
Yeah, if there was one, yeah, that probably would have been my expectation.
Yeah, mate, no, you could tell, like, I think there's something about when mates collab, if me and Alex are doing a song, I'd be wanting to one him up, and he'd be wanting to one me up. Like, would you have been like that too? Like,
maybe to an extent. Like I just wanted to make a fucking sick track.
it's just when there's competitiveness, it brings out the best of each other.
You raise the bar whenever you've got something to prove. Like,
It's whenever you're collabing with someone and they're not trying to, really go for the neck on it. Like, to me, it's
you don't want.
That's who you don't want
to
on the
feature.
song.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want someone to feature on the song if they're gonna half it. You know what I'm trying to say. Like,
Half-ass.
half-ass it.
I know what you mean, but you don't want boys arsing about. Like, you want people. I'd rather have someone trying to show me up than someone that just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. I think I sort of need to sit down with someone in person to actually sit and make a track.
It helps,
You know
like,
what I mean?
don't get me wrong. Best case scenario, I'd rather be spending a week coming up with like bars and then replacing bars, until I've got this perfect 16 sitting the way I want it. So
Yeah, definitely.
like, would you be like that there, or would you just sit down and we'll bang this out today, or?
No, I would like to, know what I'm gonna do. Cause see, to be honest, mate, it's still that sort of like confidence thing. Like, freestyling isn't really my thing. If we're fucking about and freestyling, I'll maybe fucking throw out a bar or two. Like, but I'm not one to struggle to get words out whenever people are wanting to get in edgewise. You know what I mean? I'd rather sit and construct the rhymes and get it perfectly and then do it. You know what I mean?
See, I think that's like part of being a writer too, because see, whenever you have a wee way of like, this is how lyrics should be. See, when you freestyle, you cannot uphold them standards. Like,
yeah.
If you want a freestyle, it needs to be a bit more simplistic. But then when you've got this here, you
can't get a fucking triple entendre off the fly.
Or like
some people can, like, but they're fucking monsters.
Yeah, like, I'm not a big freestyler either, mate, to be honest with you.
Just sort of my personality, like, I'm not very loud and outgoing, like, so whenever you're sitting there freestyling, if someone's gonna start spitting, I'm not gonna rap over the top of them. I want to sit and hear what they've got to say.
I get you, mate. That's a good way to be too, mate. But like, you see a lot of boys and you go to open mics and boys are near tearing the heat off each other to get the microphone, and not one of them's listening to what the fuck each other's had to fucking even spit.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point? What's the point of going to a show and not fucking listening to rap?
I know. I'm really hoping there's gigs gonna happen that, with fucking coronavirus and all at the minute, that something's gonna come up in the near future.
I'll tell you what, mate. I don't know if we can talk about this or not. Like, this is going to be out next Sunday, so can we talk about your live event you were telling me about, or is that...
It's been cancelled.
Shit.
Yeah, the cops came up and said, just going to remind you that no more than 15 people are allowed to be here. Like, you can have your event on if you want, but
mate,
not to be a big party. So even if, like, the acts did just go down and, like, do a cypher or something, the cops know that we're there, so they're going to come down and fucking check, be up our hole. So
I can't believe that, mate. You were telling me it was going to be, the Mourne Mountains?
Yeah, it's in the Mourne Mountains, like.
Fuck me, man, that's a bummer. Like, know what I mean? You were telling me that was going to be your first proper live event.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be held at a later date. I don't know if it's like officially cancelled or just postponed. But the thing is, if it's postponed, nobody knows when till it'll actually able to go on.
Yeah, there's only so far you're going to push things back.
Yeah.
Before it ends up being next year's festival.
Yeah. See, to be fair, you'd rather the cops come the day before and say not to do it than fucking invade us while it's on.
You boys go the whole way up there, but like, man, fuck, I was actually really happy for you because you were telling me like that was going to be your
mate, we were excited, like
your first show, like fuckers, mate. But like,
I'm not one of the conspiracy theorists that's gonna say that it's not fucking real, but it's definitely got too much hype around it for what it actually is.
It's not this big, apocalyptic it's been made out to be.
The fact that now they're saying it's not like Ebola where you fucking bleed from your eyeballs and shit like that. Like, apparently most people who have it don't even realize they have it.
Mate,
So it's obviously not that threatening.
there's a 90% fucking recovery rate for it. Don't get me wrong, like I think the whole lockdown had to be done because we didn't know enough about it.
Yeah.
However, are we going to sit and shut down economies and go into recessions and shit because like doctors know, they sort of know a bit more what they're dealing with now, so do nurses. It's not like before when they were just in the complete dark about it.
It's a weird time we're living in.
Aye, mate, it's a shit time for music, like. That's bugged me, like, you didn't get to play. But, just out of curiosity, like, what songs did you have planned?
Sean was gonna do Mobbin and No Hyundai. Then I was doing Mucker and a new one, an unreleased one. Then we were gonna do Bounce Back, and Drake was doing Mon C and a new unreleased song from him as well.
Oh, man.
There's going to be 2 unreleased songs being done at it, but
something else will come up in the future anyway, like, so don't.
yeah.
I know it's a kick in the teeth, but like, you know, you have 16 new songs. There's gonna be something to come up that, you know, you get fucking the broadcasties here. I'm sure, like once Elixir's up and running, then boys will be all over fucking supporting it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, that's probably gonna be. I feel like even though we're only new in the scene, I feel like that's like the home base. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For rap in Belfast.
Most certainly, mate.
Elixir.
Definitely. What I like about it is, mate, everybody just knows each other. You know, you go in. It's not like, right, I brought somebody over from England before. Like, not from England, but like, he was my mate from work and he had lived in England and he went to hip hop events over there. He was like saying, whenever he was over there, everybody was like sitting in their wee cliques, their wee crews.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you come over to Elixir, like when I met you boys, I just never even fucking had seen yous before in my life, and first thing I done was go up, introduce myself.
Yeah, it is. It's very homey. Like, it is very welcoming environment.
It's not like one wee gang of people. It's just everybody knows everyone. As you were saying there, you know, being like a sort of fresh face in the scene, yous boys, like, would you have felt like you had something to prove with the Hydrophonic album, or was there less pressure because it was like there was less spotlight at the time when you were making it?
See, that's a good question. Like, see, whenever I first started putting music out, it was like completely anonymous. Like, it was just under Noru. There was no fucking Nile. Just because like I wasn't very confident, you know. But with this and then like 248 becoming a thing, and yeah, like I did sort of feel like I had something to prove.
Wee chip on the shoulder.
Yeah, I mean.
It's normal to feel like that, like.
Yeah, they feel like you've got something to prove. I think everyone's sort of like that. I'd rather fucking scare all the rappers in the scene than just completely fly on the radar, obviously.
Yeah.
But
you want to, like, you know, because it's the first project. That's what they say. You've only one chance to make a first impression. Well, I know it's not the first project, but it was like the first one all eyes were on.
Yeah.
And we're anticipating. So, what way would that have played in that, just the making of the album? Would that have been, like, motivation for you to fucking...
Yeah, I mean, it probably was motivation to an extent, but it wasn't, like, a driving force.
Oh.
Like, it's still, now, for me, like, whenever I'm writing music, it's...
Yeah, it's for you.
Still, like, self-expression, first and foremost, like, yeah.
Yeah, I get you, man. That's the way I look at it, too, like... See another feature you had on the project? Kid P?
Yeah.
Who's he?
He is, he's a fella that I went to school with. He doesn't have any music released himself, as far as I'm aware. He just sang the hook on that one, All Good Things.
Big man's got a good voice on him, like, the whole song came together nicely, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a song that appealed to me on it. It was like, the whole beat, just the verses, it was like, if you wanna sit and chill.
Yeah.
Would you be working on anything else in the future, or?
Potentially, he had said that he actually wanted to redo that hook. I told him that that was one of the songs that was out on SoundCloud, and I'd said to him, look, I want to put that on the album, and he was like, cool, but can I redo it? And by that stage, I had already had it like set up through DistroKid that was gonna be put out.
People sort of, get a bit nitpicky with their own stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I didn't think that there was anything very wrong with it. I think he might have like thought that he slurred for maybe a bit, but I'd said to him, look, it's already set up to be uploaded. He was like, yeah, it's sweet. So maybe in the future we get something to you know. He's in Liverpool University at the minute, but
Yeah,
I know he's very sort of the weekend vibes.
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. All right, mate. Do you want to go in the shoutouts then, bro?
Yeah. So, shout out 248, shout out Drake and Sean, shout out ODC, Steve, Chris, Mac, shout out Jason and Skeet
Yo.
and Daz. Fucking yeah. Shout out IHH in general.